Hi, I'm here with Svetlin, who is part of the Mutant Cats NFT community. Svetlin has been in the forefront of investments throughout his career and has been involved in cryptocurrencies and NFTs. Today, we're going to talk about the crypto world and NFTs. Hi, Svetlin. Thank you for being here. Can you please briefly explain how NFTs work and the work that goes into creating an NFT?
Hi, Emma, and thank you so much for having me on your program. So the NFTs it stands for a non-fungible token, and what that means it's a stamp that associates one particular digital asset with a person with a wallet that owns it. So in the world of blockchain, we like to call it a certificate of authenticity or proof of ownership. So it means that the address, the wallet that owns a particular digital asset as an NFT can never be replicated by somebody else. You can attach royalties if the asset is sold or traded, and have specific instructions in the code to say how much royalties do you get from it, or where those royalties go. So it's a pretty novel concept. And I'm involved in a project called the Mutant Cats, which is a PFP collection, which means a profile picture collection. So those are usually collections of 10,000 different unique JPEGs that look alike, but none of them is exactly the same. And some of them are a little bit more rare than the others. And people just like to collect them. So they're just a collectible and like to trade them. Another part of the NFT world is the actual art world, where you have established or up and coming artists that create their own pieces of art. They could be one of one, or they can also be some sort of collections. And those again are minted on the blockchain, and then people can buy them and trade them and collect them.
Oh, so speaking of blockchain, what exactly is the blockchain?
Oh, that's a big question. So the blockchain is basically a code. It's an open ledger that verifies transaction on the web, and it allows transfer of any digital asset, no matter where in the world, within seconds, and the transactions are irreversible and they can always be audited because everything is recorded on the blockchain. So in probably the best example is people send money around the world, and usually it takes 2 or 3 days to send them. With the blockchain, you can send let's say money to anybody that has a digital wallet anywhere in the world, and the only thing they need is yes, a digital wallet and internet, and the transactions are always verifiable and traceable.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. Could you explain what exactly is Mutant Cats and how was that created?
So as I said, the NFT market is dominated by two main segments. One is the PFP collectibles, and they the Genesis collection was really something was created, was called Cool Kid. My name is the name is escaping, but right now the Crypto Kitties, I think it was, or something like that. But now there are collections. For example, Bored Ape Yacht Club is probably the most famous collection. It's basically 10,000 bored apes. They look kind of funny, kind of silly. The art is pretty amazing, and so a lot of people started collecting them. They were quite cheap when they first came out, but then certain celebrities started buying them and putting them on their Twitter profiles, or as or on, you know, or promoting them on social media, and so that collection became one of the most famous now, and you know, it trades in the you know, one of those JPEGs costs currently, let's call it $150,000. So but that being said, there's many other smaller collections, and as with anything that is new and innovative, there is a lot of scamming going around. There's a lot of nefarious people that try to just create sort of Ponzi schemes and just mint collections, sell them, and just take the money and disappear. But there are a handful of projects that are actually trying to create a real value, real brands, and have very solid followings of communities that really love their PFPs, love their profile pictures, and associate with them in a big way.
So as you mentioned, NFTs and PFPs, like you said, Bored Ape,
Mm-hmm.
have really exploded over the past few years and have blown up into something really big. Do you recommend that young people try to learn more about NFTs? And also, like, how can teenagers and young people involve themselves in the world of NFTs without really any knowledge of the subject so far?
It really is not hard. There are a few steps in the beginning that that everybody needs, and then, you know, the first requirement is a digital wallet. A digital wallet is something that you can easily create on your phone. Again, there's you need to fund it somehow in the beginning, but as I said, there are many NFT collections that are very inexpensive, and you know, young people can buy something that they really like, and there's very many of them. As I said, there have been a lot of projects that were done, you know, developed by people that just wanted to exploit the hype and you know, really get the money and not really provide any value. But if you do your own research, there are actually quite a few cool collections out there that people can buy for, you know, 50, 100, or 150 bucks. Not that's not a lot of money, but it's also not, you know, it's not like a Bored Ape, which is $150,000. So I would recommend, you know, first step is do your research, read a little bit more about the space, follow some people on Twitter. There's a lot of good content out there, and the best thing also is to do is to go on websites such as OpenSea.io. That is the biggest marketplace for NFTs. There are a few other ones out there, but OpenSea really is the major one, and you can scroll and see collections by their volume, by their size, by their price, and really look for something that you like. There you know, some can be very cartoonish, some can be cute, some can be a little scary, some can be really um, very focused on the art that they represent and so on. So I think there's really a lot of choices out there.
Got it. Okay. And I was also wondering, as you said that you've been involved in NFTs for like around 2 years, what are some of the most interesting and unique lessons that you've learned through like being part of the NFT community and being part of Mutant Cats?
So I think that the lessons are two major ones, or there's good and there's bad. And the bad thing, as I mentioned, is there has been um, a lot of scamming. People that are new to the crypto space and the NFT space fall for traps. Link, click on links that are bad, that can drain your wallets and stuff like that. So I think that's why I said, for anyone that wants to learn about the space and wants to dip their toes in it, uh, do it slowly, do your research, never click any links, that's for sure. And just and never put a lot of money in your wallet in the beginning, because the blockchain, as secure as it is, if you don't follow some very basic security tips, you can get you can get taken for a ride. And that's I think that has really put a big stain on this space and on this industry, because I think it really is a wonderful opportunity for young people, who, and that's probably the good part, is who are very good with their phones. They you guys have never seen a tape recorder or a CD even, and you listen to your music digitally. And I don't see why that cannot be the same for visual arts. And once you start collecting some of those art pieces or some of those collectibles, the fact that they're not in physical form, it doesn't really matter for the new generation. And I think that's what is a great that's why the NFT space is such a great uh, opportunity to get exposure to these mediums of art and collectibles and community. And so the also the other thing with the PFPs especially is that they are centered around collections of something like, let's call it the Mutant Cats. And but it's not, yes, it maybe it has some association with cats, and people that like cats maybe like Mutant Cats, but it's also there's a huge move within the industry to actually create a sustainable communities that and you actually talk to people from around the world that own those NFTs. You don't know who they are, you don't know you know how how old are they, or what country they live in, but it's really interesting experiment in community building. And I find this really fascinating, and I think a lot of young people would probably do as well.
Thank you so much for sharing about your experiences and your knowledge. Are there any last things you want to add about NFTs or any of your experiences that you didn't get to share before?
Again, I we the NFT space, we always say do your own research, and I think that's that would be my advice. Just do your own research. There's so much information out there. Don't a lot of people get drawn into the fact that, oh, I want to buy this because it's going to double in price in 3 days, and I can sell it and make a profit. And that should not be the motive of anyone that wants to base. I think it's more about being a part of a community, and also just pick an NFT that you really like. I mean, if it's going to be your profile picture, make sure that it's something that you really, really like. That would be my advice.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. And thank you again for inviting me.
Of course.